and welcome back to a book review by Alice. Today we are talking about Jo and Laurie by Margaret Stohl and Melissa de la Cruz. And this is a romantic, they say retelling, but honestly I think it's a more of a follow-up to a pre-existing book. So Jo and Laurie, as you can see I gave it 4 stars. Jo and Laurie is a story that takes place after Little Women is said to have finished. So in this story, we get to see the Marsh family in that, and Little Women in this story was the book that Jo had written and was writing in the entire book and then published. So in this book, we get to see Jo's life after the book has become very successful in that and see what she's gonna do next, because the publisher wants a second book. Now what? And they of course want all the girls to be married and happy and wonderful and have great lives and that kind of thing. And she's struggling with this because as an independent woman, she doesn't want that for her characters or her sisters, and she's trying to come to terms with this. The reason I love it so much is that I was one of those girls growing up who was furious when I read Little Women and Jo did not end up with Laurie. I was so bitter about that because my little teenage heart wanted Jo and Teddy to be together so badly, and when he went with Amy, I screamed and was so angry at him. I don't think I will ever be as angry with the character as 15-year-old me was when Teddy went to Amy instead of Jo. Like, that's just wrong on so many levels. Probably because I want to be Jo. That's okay. But I love this book because this book is the answer to all of those little girls' prayers. And in this book, the whole premise of it is that you get to watch Teddy try to convince Jo that he is actually in love with her and that she is in love with him. And it's funny because everybody thinks that they're in love with each other in the entire book, and Jo has no bloody clue, which is frankly why we love Jo. But it's a happy ever after. There are, of course, the twists and the turns and the difficulties and things along that, but I love this story so much. It made my poor little teenage heart so happy, and I've now decided this is how Little Women actually ends because I didn't like the way the original one ended. And yes, I totally understand as an author and as a reader, as an adult now, why Louisa May Alcott put Jo with her independent professor, because she never would have been as happy having to be the wife of a rich man and having to like stand beside Laurie and host parties and be like the pretty wife, essentially, the way that Amy was meant to be the beautiful wife. But it still upset me because I always thought that those two were just best friends, and to me, you know, you marry your best friend, and that's what I did. But I guess Jo ended up finding a new best friend when she got older, someone a little more mature, a little more her style, and so I am really glad that she ended up with her professor. I guess I kind of did too. My husband is a computer scientist and runs a software company. And I'm the German, so I guess I figured that out in the end, but that's okay. So if you are one of those people, those young ladies or women who read Little Women and was disappointed that Jo and Laurie did not end up together, you're gonna want to buy Jo and Laurie and just read that. It's gonna make your heart happy. So yeah, it was a beautiful love story and I really enjoyed it. So if you need something to make you feel happy, loved it. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this review and happy reading.